All right, we finally got it, F1 26, the DLC pack. It's not too bad, I don't mind it. A couple things about the car I'll point out on this lap. Again, I don't think this is what these cars are going to feel like next year when we get like a full like F1 27. I think they're going to be a little bit different. However, I have programmed a setup on this car. I've done 20 laps or so. I got down to a 104.6, but it dinged me for track limits, which was total BS. Like I barely had 4 tires off. Like, it was brutal. Anyways, so I lost my best time. So I think some of the gamers on here are doing like 103.9s, 103, probably 103.7s. There was about a second for me to find out here, and I think I only did 20 laps. I think if I had a little more time, I could probably find at least another half a tenth, no problem, 8 tenths for sure. The last 2 tenths may come down to setup. Anyways, for my setup, I am running a lot of front wing on this car, and you might say, well, it's going to slow you in the straight. Well, you're right, it is. But Sector 2, which is very high speed, is going to help me a lot. And that's where I want it. Because I want to have a little more of a loose rear end, so to speak. And I want to have good front bite. So I'm going to take you through a bit of a lap here and explain a few things, what you may expect to see over the weekend. And that'll be it. So we haven't even opened the lap yet. This is the final corner here. You can see the overtake mode sign there on the left-hand side. Again, this car is straight line mode, something I'm still getting used to as well. It is handy that when you hit the brake pedal, it shuts right off. Coming up to turn 1, you're in 8th gear. And with the game itself, you can take quite a bit of this curbing. You're going to go down to 4th gear. You can take quite a bit of this curbing. And remember, you're going uphill, okay? So look how steep that is. So you're heading uphill, so you don't have to brake necessarily too hard. Your initial brake is a quick stab, and then you're bleeding off as you're downshifting into 4th. You're really using the engine braking to help slow you down as you get yourself into the corner. Coming up over into the corner, you're apexing. Now again, watch out for this yellow sausage curb. Try not to take too much of this curbing, okay? If you take too much of it, it's going to ruin the lap. It's going to throw the car in the air. You're not going to be able to get back to power, because I like to be getting back to power in and around here, just slightly, not too aggressively. It has the battery in it, right? So if you whack on some throttle, you're going to get a ton of wheel spin. So be careful with how you initiate the gas pedal. With the F1 drivers, they'll be doing something similar as well. On the exit, again, yellow sausage curb. In the game, you can really rub up against this thing. It's not as big in the game as it is in real life. In real life, this is a lot bigger. Drivers have to be really careful here. If they go up over the sausage curb that's on the exit of turn 1, there's going to get a lot of damage to the car. Going to be a lot of damage to underneath the car, potentially. So they have to be really careful. It's kind of like threading a needle heading through turn 1 there. So you're coming up, you're in 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear, hitting straight line mode, 8th gear. And as you're up into 8th gear, I can start to feel the car sort of slowing down quite a bit. I'm going to go down into 2nd gear here. Again, you can use quite a bit of the curbing here on the right-hand side, down into 2nd. And again, you're going uphill. So remember, you don't have to brake as hard if you're using the sim. You don't have to brake super hard. Turning in, again, yellow sausage curb on the right-hand side, apexing about here, and just scrubbing up against the yellow sausage curb. You want to carry quite a bit of speed into here. Okay, you don't want to like brake so hard that you're killing off your entry speed. You want to keep that momentum going through here because you are going uphill. As you get to the exit, you're going to squeeze on the power just a little bit. Again, if you get back to it too aggressively, you're probably going to get some understeer and you're probably going to get pushed up onto this yellow sausage curb, and you don't want that because it's going to ruin the lap. So squeezing on the power up into third gear, up into fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, seventh gear, you're going all the way to eighth gear. And as we get set for the next turn, you're going downhill now. So quite a bit downhill too. You want to start braking at about that, just after that 100-meter marker. Your initial brake, you want it to be pretty punchy. You want to get weight. You want to get weight from the rear of the car onto the front of the car, and you want to go down to third gear. As you're going down, banging down through the gears, and you get to third gear, you're going to, oh, this might help. Okay, see, bottom left, overtake mode. See how there's this red line that's pulsating in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, that's the brake pedal, all right? So when I first hit it, boom, you can see how high it goes, right? Boom. So as I'm doing that, boom, I'm downshifting, downshifting, downshifting. You see how it's like as I'm releasing? See how slowly? Yeah, that's the bleed off process that a driver will do as they're trailing the brake into the corner. I want a little brake on the front of the car to help rotate the rear a bit for me because I want to hit this apex. It's very easy to not make the apex of this corner. Some people like to not do that. I don't. I like to make sure I get close to the apex here because what I want to do is I want to try and get back to power and straight line it all the way out of here back on the power. So I want to use all the road, full throttle, up into fourth, sixth, seventh gear as you head towards the next turn. So with braking, when I work with younger drivers, I always tell them, like, the braking phase is the first domino to fall in the cornering phase itself. So you're braking, downshifting, downshifting, easing off. The car needs a transition, right, into the apex. And then you're squeezing on the power as you're coming out of the corner. Those are all really important stages of the cornering phase, but for me, the most important thing is the braking, okay? This is a very, very high-speed corner. Again, it's blind entry, or excuse me, blind apex. The entry is a little tricky. So what I do is basically I get past the 50-meter mark here, and I'm in, what am I doing for this one? Seventh gear here, and then I'm little dab of the brake down to sixth, coming off the brake, literally little dab, just enough to get some weight to the front of the car. And I enter in around sixth gear, and then I squeeze on the power, I apex roughly here, and as I'm coming out, I want to make sure I'm getting the car up to here. Like, this is where I got my track limits penalty and I lost my good lap. But you want to get that, you'll see the drivers do this in the qualifying as well. That front left tire, you want to get it close to the gravel here. You got to watch that left front tire, track limits. But now you're straight lining it and you're in sixth gear. And I'm very aggressive through here. I really enjoy this part of the track. This is my favorite part of the track. Driving it right into the corner, sixth gear, flat out. I'm giving a little bit of a lift. And if the tires in the front start to get a little too overheated, so if you're doing time trialing and you're on lap like 3 or 4, you may notice that the tires do generate heat. I usually just get down into fifth gear, use a bit of engine braking to get the front tires biting again. And by the time I'm getting to about this section, I am flat out. Sixth gear, seventh gear, coming out of here. And then I'm grabbing SM mode, eighth gear. Now again, coming up to a very, very tricky part of this track. You need a reference for your turn in. because it's high speed content, and to get you really need to sequence it, if that makes any sense, because it happens so fast, right? It's almost like it's connecting the dots, but you're connecting those dots super fast. And it's all about having a turn-in reference, turning in. I'm downshifting from 8th down to 6th. When the front tires get a little bit too warm or too hot, I'm giving it a dab of the brake. I'm using the 50-meter board here, just past it as my turn-in, down into 6th. 6th gear, flat out, right? And then I'm using quite a bit of this curbing as well. In real life, the drivers aren't going to use like a ton of this, because if you look at those white diamonds that are on the green, that's on the green padding here, it's really rough there. It can really damage the car. So they won't go out that far. They'll probably be in and around here. 6th gear, you're going to dab on the brake again, down into 5th, because we're going downhill. I want front bite, turning in, and again, you want to avoid that yellow sausage curb on my right here. You want to avoid that, okay? And 5th gear, and you're not going to jump on the power right away. You're going to squeeze it. You're just going to squeeze it on until you feel the rear settle, full throttle. Watch the exit. Again, don't take too much of this exit. That'll damage the car for certain, or you'll get a track limits penalty. Up into 6th, up into 7th, up into 8th, straight line mode activated, and that's a lap of the Red Bull Ring. Really fun track. I really enjoy it. I can notice a few things with this regulation through this car. The chassis itself is really fun. This is a fun car to drive. It is a little more forgiving than the 22, 23, 24, 25 regulation car. With that car in the game itself, I always found that it wasn't very forgiving. It had a lot of understeer. It was very heavy, like very, very heavy. You could feel it. And the car was just super, super, super unforgiving. With this car, you can make a little bit of a mistake here or there, and yeah, you can get away with it. But with this car, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do with it. Get away with it. Have a good time. I really like it. I like this car. Yeah, anyway, so that is a lap of the Red Bull Ring. Don't do corner 1 like I just did there. That will definitely ruin your entire lap. Hey, you there. Did you like that video? Would you like to see more? If you like what Nailing the Apex has to offer, you should check out more of our content and subscribe to our Nailing the Apex channel by clicking the subscribe button.